Hi all, I welcome you all to this special series that I have made that is called as the Hack Series for CS Executive. Now what is the Hack Series? In the Hack Series, for every single paper that you're giving, I am going to bring in tips, tricks and immense techniques to score more than what you know in your exams. So to all the students, you don't have to worry. These tips and tricks, if you implement, your exams are just around the corner, you implement these tricks and success is guaranteed. It is tried, tested, and I have been teaching this particular subject or course for over 12 years. So you know that these are some important tips and tricks. Just follow this and an exemption is guaranteed. So are you ready to know these tips? But before I start, I want you to remember and understand that these tips are extremely important. I want you to take it down very seriously and follow it, and 100% you will get the success. So let's start and get into it. So the very first trick that we are going to talk about is for your JIGL paper. So your jurisprudence, interpretation and general laws. Sir, how do we crack this paper? Sir, how do we get 60 marks in this paper? Sir, we haven't studied. We are not confident. Sir, we are scared. What to do? So very simple. After this 5 minutes, you will know exactly what you have to do. You know what is the tricks and you will have a head start as compared to all your other students who don't know these tricks. So let's begin and score more in your exams. So the very first one and first hack is that all chapters do not have equal weightage. All chapters do not have equal weightage, do not come in the exam on the same level as other chapters. So we have to know what are the important chapters. Once we know that these are the important chapters, we do it thoroughly, we do it perfectly, and we are sure that when we attempt these chapters, we are sure to get a very good marks in the exams. The other chapters, what to do, I will also show you the strategy. But first, let's talk about the big fish first. So approximately 7 chapters come for around 70 marks, including the options in your exams. So 7 chapters, 70 marks. So if I tell you these 7 chapters which they are, okay, which carry such high amount of weightage, you will study them thoroughly and that's it. You're done and prepared. So the very first 7 chapters that I want to bring forward to you, I'll call it as the grade A chapters, and I have put in the hierarchy of importance. The first one is Constitution of India. Okay, it is going to have the maximum amount of weightage in your particular exam. Okay, second is your Civil Procedure Code. Then we have the Law of Crime, that is your IPC and CRPC, Arbitration Law, Law of Torts, Evidence Act and Administrative Law. So these are the big fish. We need to catch the big fish and put it in our pockets first. Okay, so sir, how will we do it? What is the technique? What is to be done? What is not to be done? Don't worry, I have had your backs covered. I know from past 12 years that these are the big fish chapters. I have covered entirely all the topics and in a professional manner, that if you just listen to the lectures, you will be able to learn the language, because I've spoken the language of the books and you will be able to write that. So not to worry, I have in my other hacks also how do you complete these chapters. But I'm not done yet. The second hack, are you ready? So first hack is the 7 chapters are your big fish. You need to crack this and perfect this first. Second hack is, remember, except for Constitution of India, all other chapters will come for around 5 marks in your exams. That means you don't need to know extremely in depth and you just need to know the concepts really well, know the keywords. So you need to know the concepts whatever concept it is there, and second is you need to know the keywords so that you can build your answer. Now pay attention. In your professional exam, you don't have to sit and mug. There is a very important hack that remember. I will give you a hack that you will never forget a concept again. I'm going to give you a hack with which you can never forget something that you have learned. So the hack is, you don't have to mug, you have to understand. Once you understand something in depth with all the points, you can never forget it ever. So your job is to understand and have conceptual clarity perfectly. Close your eyes, do visualization for every topic, every chapter. I've told you the 7 important chapters. Close your eyes, go through the entire chapter in your mind. Wherever you cannot recall a concept, go back to it and understand the concept. Okay. Now when I say except for Constitution of India, that means Constitution of India can come for around 8 marks as well. Now Constitution of India, one question can come for more than 5 marks like your 8 marks chapters. From here also, Constitution of India, also I will give you some hacks. So Constitution of India, there are some confirmed questions that come. So Article 14, that is right to equality. Article 19, that's the freedom of speech and all those freedoms. And Article 21. These 3 articles, out of this one comes in the exams. Next is your writs. Okay, whenever your fundamental rights are violated, you can go in appeal to the High Court or Supreme Court and that application is called as writs of mandamus. This is also very important. And another important thing is when the center can make laws for the state. Okay, center makes laws for state laws. Okay, state government. So whenever there is a national emergency, okay, when 2 or more states come, when the parliament resides. So these are some important things which they can ask you for 8 marks and you should do it thoroughly. Now this is for Constitution of India. Now pay attention to the third hack. Now sir, how will we get these lectures and last moment, how do we do it? So obviously you must have studied somewhere, but now in the last brush up, remember I have taken up marathons for GIGL. I have put down the links of the marathon in the description of the video. There are 3 marathons that I have taken, day 1, day 2, day 3. You follow those. I have covered the major chapters. I have covered the big fish chapters in depth, and I can guarantee you, okay, this is a guarantee by me, that question will not be framed out of it. Out of 12 years of experience teaching in institute, seeing what it is, I know what is to be done. Those are, even if you will see, it almost covers everything that is there. So go to the marathons. If I have also made a dream batch, around over 400 students are already studying from the dream batch. Okay, that we have made 400 students. If you have already not done, again the link is there in the description of the video. You can go ahead and join the dream batch. I make it for every attempt. At this attempt also, go ahead, check the dream batch. You will be able to cover and knock off chapters where all the chapters are put up. Okay. Now, the third and the next tip is very basic thing. This is there, that sometimes students, due to lack of time, due to starting a little late, they get nervous. They say that, can I leave this chapter? They will find out the chapters which don't have much weightage and say, sir, can we leave it? Answer is absolutely not. You cannot leave even one chapter, okay, at all. So, sir, but I don't have time. What do I do? Please help me, sir. So again, I am here to help you. I am your mentor. I will guide you. So the first thing is, if, for instance, you cannot complete a chapter, but at least do the scanner which covers the past exam question. The scanners are also provided. It is there in our app in the free study materials section. for the new syllabus and the old syllabus students. So you go through the JT scanners, at least for the chapters which you are not prepared well. See the past exam questions, and I have given the model answers also. So you know that where the institute is asking in less weighted chapters as well. Okay, because sometimes institutes takes a non-important chapter and ask a few questions on it, and students will lose out marks. So better, and this is what a topper when I was studying told me, that never leave any chapter or topic. At least, now write this down or remember this, at least know something about it. Something about it. Okay, at least know something about it. If, for example, another hack I will give you, call a friend and tell them to give you a quick recap of the chapter. Or obviously you can study it from the dream batch or the marathon, but don't leave any chapter. Call a friend, tell him that this chapter I have left it, please give me a summary in the next 10 minutes. That is also enough. And then in the particular module, there is always a lesson roundup. Go through those and at least study those. You can dedicate half an hour for those chapters and knock it off how much ever it is there. Next hack, very, very important hack. Okay, I would say not this should always be first, and you need to understand this hack as well. It doesn't matter how much you have studied, for how many months or how many years or how many days you have studied. It all boils down to what do you do in your 3 hours. So it is possible that you are unprepared, but now after this video you are extremely motivated and say, now sir has told me to write, I will write, and you will be able to get an exemption. So this is the technique. Remember, what happens in the 3 hours is the game changer. And in the 3 hours, what you need to do, let me tell you. So first is, before going for the exams, you watch my marathons, you watch the lectures that you have, you watch in the dream batch, you watch these hacks, follow these hacks, see the past exam questions. And my advice is, just before the exams, 2 or 3 hours before, okay, 3 hours before, study the important chapters like Constitution, so that your language is very strong. So you know that at least the main part, chunk of your subject is done. All the important chapters, take it just before you enter into the exam hall. Once you enter in the exam hall, remember, you don't have to look left, you don't have to look right, you just have to take your exam paper. You get 15 minutes reading time. When you get 15 minutes reading time, read the entire paper, select, because this also makes a very big difference and many students don't know that 1122 marks also makes a difference. So select your questions properly. Sometimes you get question 2 or 2A, 6 and 6A attempted. So that 15 minutes time is what you go through, try to recall and decide the order of attempting. Decide which order you will be writing. Whether you will write question number 5 first, that is free to write. Second, it's again, you might have studied for years together, but if I use a blue if I use a blue pen and a black pen together, it is not allowed. You can use only one colored pen, either use blue or use black. Okay, any of them is allowed. And remember, in the paper presentation, underline keywords, so that I have shown you, in my dream batch, you will also see that I have analyzed papers of rankers. In that, you will see that these rankers, they learn some lines perfectly, then underline it so that the character just looks there. So don't make a mistake for doing all of this. You need to time yourself properly. Shouldn't happen that I knew the answer but I couldn't write it. That is stupidity. So what is the hack for that? Remember, for every 5 mark answer, you will get 7 minutes to complete. You can do the calculation. You will come to know. I have done it, so I'm telling you that for 5 mark answer, you will get 7 minutes to write. So start writing beautifully, don't stop, keep writing, and around once the 5 minutes are over, start wrapping up your answer. Okay, no matter what, don't go into pages and pages. At 5 minutes, you will begin and know that in the next 1 minute, I will wrap up my answer. Then towards the end, you will still be left with 10 minutes to do the highlighting, or maybe the moment you complete an answer, underline the keyword so the examiner looks there only. That's one thing. Second is obviously confidence. Confidence, if remember, I had a particular technique. Once the paper is given to you, you will look down and keep writing till they pull your paper from you. Don't stop writing, just keep writing. If you can fill pages, you learn, put all that into the examiner. I had taken the maximum supplements in my entire exam hall. I did not stop. Okay, and remember, I had got an exemption in GIGL paper. I had got around 65-67 marks. Okay, when I was a student. So obviously your mentor has got an exemption, so you will also get an exemption. And the key is confidence. The key is believing that you will get. Don't get distracted, keep writing. It's a professional exam. 15-20 marks can be tough, but 80 marks will definitely be easy. It can never be possible that your 100-mark paper is difficult. 80 marks is there, it is still enough to get an exemption. 20 marks you attempt, the tough part, just try to attempt as much as possible. It's fine. Which makes me to the next tip, hack, and the last hack for the day for your GIGL. Okay, it is about smile your way through. I had got an exemption, so your mentor got exemption. So obviously you being my student, even you should aim for exemption. So what was the trick that I did? So the thing is, I kept smiling, and you see always in my videos and in my life also I keep smiling. The point is, smiling tells your mind, heart to calm down. Just smile with me. Smile and make positive statements. And my positive statements were that the paper is going to come easy. Correction will be easy. I don't care about others. My correction will be easy, and I will clear the exams. So these were my positive statements that I used to say. Paper will come very easy. I will remember everything. My paper correction will be best, and I am going to clear. This was my constant repetition that I used to say, and I used to smile and dance. And I want you to do it, because that is what will make the difference. And that's how I got an exemption. Next is throw the question. Now this is something which I want to be very discreet or little scared about for y'all. What happens is pay attention. Now this is what I did. Now this, if I got an exemption, I cleared, you will also clear. Okay, so what is it? Once the GIGL paper is over, you will crumple the paper, throw it in the dustbin and leave. I did that for every single paper. I didn't have my question papers after this, because I did not want to look into my question paper again after exams. Every minute is important. Start preparing for the next paper. So crumple it. Later we will see online, you get these particular papers again. Don't discuss. Moment the paper is done, you will get out, walk, and in the next 30 minutes you should be in your house preparing for the next paper. Remember that there will be some on YouTube or something, there will be some discussion of the paper that has happened. Okay, so you will give your GIGL paper, come home, and then someone will start with GIGL paper discussion video. Remember, it is very good for views. Even we can do it, but we never do it, because from a student point of view, they should forget GIGL for their life. They should fully 100%. So anyone who really cares for you will only talk about the next paper. So remember that, and don't fall for that. It's a very, even as a student, I would also get allured, I would also get attracted, and let me see how much I'm getting. No, you don't have time. Focus and channelize your energy on the next paper. So these are my tips and tricks. Remember, your GIGL is your first paper. So obviously you must have started studying way before. You have revised everything, go through the past exam questions and start on a beautiful note. Remember that don't overdo it because your next paper should not be hampered. Keep smiling, you will clear, and I want all of you all to put in the comment section the same positive statements that I told myself. With a smile, I had my smile throughout the exam. Even if the paper was tough, I kept smiling. The paper will be easy. All of y'all, paper will come easy. Correction will be easy, and I will clear the exam with a exemption. So these were my success mantras which I have shared with you. That is it, and wish you all the very best. The paper will be beautiful. You will complete the paper on time. You will get an exemption, and after the paper is over, you don't need to look at it again because you're going to clear it no matter what. So see you all again for the next subject hack in the hack series in my next video. Thank you so much guys. Best of luck. Crack it. Smile and smile your way through. Go through the Dream Batch Marathon. You're sorted. Thank you.